Okay guys, so here's video 5, and this one is really not on niche genetics as much as it's going to be about using competitor keywords, which is something that I've always used that part of SEMrush that allowed you to see what a competitor or another site or even one of your sites was ranking for, because I thought it was really cool. I'm guessing that competitor keywords is using that SEMrush API. That's probably how they've structured this. But what's really cool about it is, I got it for $97 a year, and SEMrush runs $70 a month for just the base package. So, I used this for a few days, and then I put in, a cancellation so that I don't renew SEMrush. So you can save, what is that, like, you save about $600 a year, 620 I guess a year, but it all adds up, right? So seven times 12, that's 80. That's $840. So you're going to save about $740 a year, $750 a year, if you're able to get competitive keywords while it is still at the $97 a year rate. Anyway, so what I did was I wanted to get away from the niche that we were just studying and show you what I think is a really cool concept, because I know a lot of people struggle with niche discovery. It's not an area where I have a lot of problems with, and that's because I'm on the internet a lot, surfing around, and I've really adopted the mentality that anything that crosses my eyes, I begin to examine it for sort of niche potential. It's nothing for me to stop in the middle of reading an article, or even on Drudge Report or Yahoo Sports or something like that, if I see one of these crazy ads that pops up, and begin to go and do a little bit of research about what kind of offers are available for it, or to look into the competitiveness to see if I can build an information-based site. Ideas just come easily now that I've got a lot of experience. But if you're not comfortable with that yet, you can use competitor keywords to come up with some really cool stuff. And I did. I was going to do health.com originally for you guys. I wanted to show you how easy it was to find good CPC niches just by taking a site that writes about a wide variety of aspects of things, like health does. They cover all aspects of health. So you can see what gets what search volume and what pays well from a CPC standpoint. But pardon me, while I was waiting for the video to render, or excuse me, upload to YouTube, I was surfing something else, and something about crochet came up. Where was I? Oh, I think I was on Amazon Unlimited. Anyway, I was looking through books, and I saw that a couple of books were recently released on crocheting. Now, I don't know anything about crocheting, and if I didn't pick up a book, I probably never would. But I looked in the top 10 competitors for the term crocheting, and near the bottom of the page was Joann.com. Now, Joann.com is it's a store in the U.S. here called Joann Fabrics. I think they still call themselves Joann Fabrics, but they do way more than crocheting. It's all about arts and crafts. You buy fabric, you buy yarn, you buy all kinds of knickknacks for scrapbooking, artsy craftsy people are there all the time. So I thought, well, that would be a cool one to take a look at too. We could pull up the spreadsheet, and we could filter out and look for things that might pay pretty well. And if anything looks good, then you could set about figuring out whether or not you could do CPA offers, or maybe an informational site or something like that. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause the video while I pull up the spreadsheet, and we'll do the filter part together. Okay guys, so I think you can see this. Turns out that Joann ranks for about 480,000 keywords, which is pretty enormous, and pretty enormous traffic to go along with that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to expand this column a little bit so we can see, and did. But anyway, let's begin to take a look at the CPC. We're going to start by doing a filter, because you're in crafts right now, right? It's not the medical field. You're going to get, and you can tell, pretty low CPC. And we don't want to be doing things with 3 cent, 2 cent CPC clicks, right? We want to do better stuff. So we're going to apply our $2 filter again and see what we can find for ideas. And if this turns out to be, a dry hole, then we can always go back to health.com, and examine that. But I think you'll find some things in here that are probably worthwhile. Like I could, right here, look, craft storage containers. You can do an AdSense site about craft storage containers, big time. There may even be offers. Craft bags, custom framing. Golly day, that's got some potential right there. Cake decorating and cake decorating classes looks pretty good, right? And good search volume on that as well. Rubber stamps. Now I don't know. I guess those are the stamps like you get when you endorse the back of a check, or you put your address on an envelope or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. If you could find an idea on that. Jewelry making classes. That's great. Art supplies. That art supplies would probably be a niche, and then your sites around it could probably be sub-niches. So you would take this keyword back to niche genetics, and you would take a look at what turns up, and you would get some sense about, like what kind of categories fall under art supplies. Is it paper mache? Is it, scrapbooking? I don't know, but these are ideas. Sewing classes, really good search volume there. Look at this, embroidery. Who would have thought that embroidery would get 60,500 searches a month? I certainly wouldn't, but I'll bet if I knew more about it, or if I bothered to study up on it, I could create a pretty decent network around embroidery and get some AdSense going in short order. In fact, probably will do that. Anyway, I don't want to drag this video out, super long. But what I wanted you to think about as you look at it is just the potential for helping you understand things that you may not have otherwise considered. Because, in my opinion, there's never been. When I used Longtail Pro, and of course I've used Google Keyword Planner. I've used, I used, was it Market Samurai, and a couple of other ones along the way, because I like keyword tool. I like keyword research, right? So I naturally like keyword tools, but I never felt like I had like the whole thing in one place, kind of coordinated. And what I like about competitive keywords, and I'll show you, I should have showed you this earlier, is that, with Joanne.com, when I find, let's say for example, I've got this sorted by CPC. Let's say I wanted to know about the competitiveness of cake decorating classes. Bam, I just hit the button and it goes back to niche genetics, and it begins to do the analysis for me. And so it starts the ball rolling again, right? I can go look at the competitors, the long tails. If I'm into some of the other stuff, I can look at AdWords or the questions that get asked, and those can be really valuable. Look at this cake decorating, 7,000 searches a month with a $4.98 CPC and a difficulty of 20. Now, like I said, a single point of calculation for difficulty is notoriously unreliable, but it's a starting point. So we would go down and we would look in the competitors. We would see who's ranking. Golly day, look at this, man. The number one place of cake decorating it's cakedecoratingsolutions.com.au, and we're just going to have to go look at this, because their difficulty score is an 11. They've got a trust flow of 9. Look at this. There's a trust flow of 4. Man, I might even have to stop this video and not even show you guys this. Wow. So, you could literally write about cake decorating in an AdSense informational site and make sure that you had a paragraph or two about cake decorating classes, or maybe even do like a cake decorating main niche domain and then do like a SERP Shaker sub niche site about cake decorating classes and what goes on in those, and definitely get good traffic. And it sounds like decent CPC. It's, I'm telling you, man, the world is open to this kind of stuff. If you're having any trouble with niche discovery, then just use competitive keywords and think about, give you a perfect example. Let's do weight loss, because right off the top of my head, I don't know who's prominent in weight loss, but I'm sure. Well, health.com, right? WebMD, Mayo Clinic. We talked about all these earlier. Wellness.com. I certainly hadn't thought about wellness.com. Authority Nutrition. Wow, I bet that's a good one, right? Got some local stuff showing up. Anyway, so you could take any of these sites, right? Authority Nutrition would probably be awesome. In fact, let's do it, right? We got time. Why not? You can tell I get into this, right? I got to go back to the summary. Search for competitor keywords. I bet we can find some really cool niches to compete in with this. Give it a minute. It really doesn't take all that long. I haven't even shown you the backlinks report, which is really pretty cool. If you want to figure out, like if you spot a competitor, like that one, remember the one from Australia that we saw in cake decorating? You can enter their URL in here, and it might be interesting to see what comes up for, what keywords they rank for, obviously. But the backlinks report is really pretty cool, because then you can find out what have they done to get to that #1 ranking with a crappy trust flow like they've got, and could you duplicate it? Sometimes you'll find that they're just using forum postings or directory listings or things like that to get them up there, and you could duplicate all that stuff, not only boosting you up to a higher trust flow, especially with what you know about SEO. If you add a couple of PBN links, or something like that, it's easy to begin vaulting up page 1 when it's weak like that. All right, but let's go back to Authority Nutrition. And let's take a look at what these cats are. Let's do it by volume first. Okay. Well, I mean, some of these are obvious, right? Garcinia, Cambodia, and I'm sure that's super crowded with 673,000 monthly clicks. I think the paleo diet has been beat to death too. But you're starting to get down into things now where, maybe it's not as bad. I don't know about chia seeds. I don't know if you can compete there, or if there are probably offers would be my guess. Kale. I bet kale would make an awesome niche to write about. I've seen it in smoothie recipes and things like that. And then you got the obvious ones like how to lose weight, how to lose belly fat. I've found those to be like crazy competitive and never had much luck. But I've competed in Mediterranean diet and done really well. So sometimes you find one, it's actually got even better search volume according to these statistics than how to lose weight, and I've actually made pretty good money. Hydroxycut, so I don't even know if that's still in the market, but maybe there's an offer for something like that. Look, here's our old friend Bulletproof Coffee. We're going to check the competitiveness on that in a second, because I wonder how competitive that is. I know, I'm going on and on and on, right? I thought this would be a short video, but I'm just showing you how integrated this is and how it can get the ideas flowing. I could literally spend, and have spent, 2, 3, 4 hours at a time in caught up in niche genetics, just uncovering new niches. Now this is 35, which probably means it's right on the cusp of I'd make a niche site out of it, and obviously I wouldn't use the trademark Bulletproof Coffee, but I'd come up with something for my money site, and then I would go in and I would look at various aspects in something like these related terms. I'd have sites about coconut oil and coffee, gosh, you can come up with so many things. MCT oil and coffee. Anyway, I'll leave it to you. I was reading the Bulletproof Coffee book, the Bulletproof Diet book the other day, and they had a discussion in there about the various forms of coffee that should be used in your Bulletproof Coffee, and how mold grows on certain types of coffee, and so that's why at least that's the Bulletproof Coffee's guy's sales gimmick for having you buy his really expensive coffee, is that he's done something to eliminate the mold, and that some high percentage of blends has mold, and even single source organics have 40 or 50% of them have mold. So you could write about it's just amazing the things that you can put in a SERP Shaker post that will give you that LSI action you need to get to get traffic, because people are reading things like this Bulletproof Diet. It's really hot right now. They're reading books like that, and they're going to Google for stuff like that on mobile devices, desktops, and if you've got content about it, you've got a really good shot. Especially if you're creating content in these long tail, these outlying areas, not Bulletproof Coffee itself. I'm sure that's beat to death, but if you go on the fringes of it and feed that traffic into, like a main site, or even if you just want to do small niche SERP Shaker sites and take your chances that all your AdSense is riding on the same site as your SERP Shaker post, that's fine too. I did it for a long time. But anyway, I hope this has opened up some thought process for you. This is in keyword research. This is the most exciting thing that I've seen in a long time. Not that SEMrush doesn't do a lot of this too. And SEMrush is a really cool program, but I really like the way this is all integrated, and the cost savings, is pretty incredible. If I think of it, I'll put links below the YouTube video for signing up. And like I said, I don't know what his plan is. Obs, the guy that created this, he really supports niche genetics. It's been improved and upgraded all the time. So he's clearly got enough of a customer base for it to be around for a long time. So I don't think you have to worry about buying it and in a couple months it dries up and blows away. I think making it cloud-based was an important decision on his part, and it's helped me out too, because I've been able to use it on my laptop and in various places, when even mobile devices, when I needed to get at information. It's just really well done. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. But at least you have some ideas for how to find new niches and how to do some keyword research that results in good, robust SERP Shaker posts. So anyway, that's it. Have a great rest of the day, and thanks for your time.